As U.S. regulations tighten, platforms like XPR Network, with built-in compliance and bank partnerships with Fiserv and FedNow, are ready for the future. Others are scrambling to keep up. Metallicus isn't just a platform. It's the safe bridge to crypto's next chapter. Welcome back, free thinkers, to another evening edition of the Grow Rich, Grow Happy Crypto Show. Guys, we're going to talk about, as if it needs any introduction, right? We're going to talk about Metallicus and the XPR Network. I've been thinking, and this is how I see it. XPR Network and Metallicus, they're on this track, this U.S. track called U.S. compliance, and they're sprinting ahead, far ahead of all their competitors. This is important because if you look at things like volume compared to some of their major competitors, you won't see it. But these guys, I keep going back to the interview that Marshall Hayner had on NASDAQ Trade Talk, and a few things have stuck out to me. A few of them are like tactics that I noticed. Now, as I told you in a past video, these guys gambled on compliance, and they gambled on how blockchain was going to integrate into everyday banks and credit unions. And that gamble paid off. So these guys have been working on that for a decade. Now, I went back and I got to thinking about some things, and I feel like XPR Network is a great opportunity. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Yeah, I would look at them as a great opportunity. If you really are looking to get in something that's going to be solid, it is going to be here. As we've seen with how things are moving since they signed the Genius Act, and you see how more of these compliant legal cryptos are starting to ramp up. Just look at XDC. Also, some more stuff came out on XDC after I made that video up here. And it's basically saying that they're going to file for an XDC ETF. So you see where this is going, especially with U.S. crypto, Metallicus being a U.S. company. But what I want to concentrate and focus on today, I'm going to show you something. As I've always explained to you guys, that I've been watching Marshall Hayner for a long time now. And I noticed that there's a lot of, I hate to say some discontent, but he has a view of how crypto should be, just how blockchain needs to behave, especially when it comes to government. And he used a tactic in that interview that I used to use in board meetings, office politics, and I used to use this to get my point across. And I noticed when he did it, he kind of gave this smirk or this laugh, like, yeah, you didn't expect that you didn't expect me to put it out there like that. Because here's the thing, the reason why so many ideas get dismissed in crypto is because people lack tact. And when it comes to your goals in life, office politics, or wherever you may be, if you're tactful about the way you go about things, you will make it a lot further. So in this video, I'm going to show you the inherent value that I see in not only XPR Network, but the whole Metallicus ecosystem. And I'm going to give you some breadcrumbs that you guys can use if you want to purchase assets like this. Again, this is just for entertainment purposes only. I'm not trying to push you down either road, but I'm trying to show you why some roads are going to be paved and others are just going to remain rocky. Guys, this is your first time here to Grow Rich, Grow Happy. I'm Mr. Foresight, and I am here to help you get a better understanding of cryptocurrency from a way that's less of a headache, and it's just going to help you sit back and get into crypto opportunities that are going to be something that your family legacy can be built upon. This sounds like a channel for you. By all means, I love the community. I would love for you to stay, subscribe, absolutely free, of course, and smash that like button. Give me a sub, smash that like button. It does help with the algorithm, but hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of these videos. As always, jump down below and make sure you get you a Tangent wallet. That does go to support the channel, but it also supports your crypto and keeps it from getting locked up, frozen, or just stolen by somebody with nefarious intentions. I have that 10% down below discount does go to support the channel. So first thing we're going to do, guys, I'm going to jump over here because I want to show you something. You know, I'm always lurking and paying attention to everything, but I got this queued up. This is the Trade Talks interview, and I'm going to share this on my page. Also, you can follow me on at Mr. Foresight 64 over on X. Make sure you do that, guys. But I just put it over there, and if it doesn't have a blue check, it's not me. But this is something Marshall Hayner was talking about right here. I'm going to give you the backstory real quick. He was talking about how long it's going to take for these integrations in crypto to be fully just integrated into the public and banking and everything. And then he slid something in. Now, we all know how Marshall, at least how it appears, he feels about government and the way they're handling of just not only crypto, but just public funds and public trust. Something he said that stuck out to me. Listen to this, guys. Turn this up a bit. Check this out. Here we go.
It comes out where I think it's going to move a lot faster. To the point you mentioned earlier, I also see this technology proliferating the US dollar, having more investment in US treasuries, and the US financial system. The US dollar is the denominator in crypto as the is the stable coin that most people use. And when it comes to trade finance internationally, that is also the same fiat currency that most industries and businesses use as well. So I see not only the opportunity for enterprise, but also for government. If you can imagine in the future, a treasury and this idea of decentralized autonomous organization. This was an idea that was created in crypto that people could have transparency in the spending of funds and how they're utilized. But imagine if we could use that in government. We used to kind of, and we still do to this day, we rely on our politicians to enact the will of the ideas that we have. So they go out to Washington, they go to DC, and we vote for them and they do these things. But what if they could put all of these ideas on the blockchain real time? What if we could have the spending real time, the accountability real time? It's not just for the private industry, but it's also for government as well.
Yeah, that was the point that we had made earlier, being able to audit where these dollars are going so that we can see through our own eyes what the ROI is and how
look at his smile
is. I would also argue, Peter, from an economic perspective, did
you see that smile that he gave right there after he said that? And the host actually caught on to what he was saying, like, wow, that's a great idea. Guys, that is a big time strategy that you use, especially in meetings like this. In this meeting, I mean, who knows how many people seen this, but it's to insert an idea. And basically what he did is made that idea seem like, oh yeah, here's an idea, here's a thought. But now everybody will adopt it and say, yeah, you know what? I like that. Why don't we have the government funds and all of this online for blockchain? As we've seen with blockchain, you can go and you can look at it on the Explorer and everything. You can see how these government funds would be used if they were to use it. But you can see, and that's what's great about blockchain, as everyone has a way to get on and see where this money has been going. So I like what he did there, but it's also a stance that he just took by doing that to say, yeah, he didn't say, he says, just imagine if he didn't sound aggressive or anything, but the way he said it, you can tell he's saying, American people, this is what we need to keep government honest. So I like that. And so you can look at that, him as a leader, and you can look at everything that he has, that he's doing with XPR Network and the Metallicus. Their whole ecosystem was built around stuff like this, with them integrating into the banks and everything. Guys, I actually see what he's saying, and I could see it going in that direction. The only person that I know right now when it comes to government, I'm really asking you guys, do you think President Trump would be up for something like that as well, as integrating the whole blockchain with government to where the American people who are voting for a lot of these different politicians who they say one thing and they actually do another. But imagine if we could see where public funds are being spent. So that's basically what Marshall Hayner is doing, but we would need somebody to actually enact that. So I believe that that's something that he's really pushing, and you can see it by a lot of the posts that he make over on X, the side he stands on, and how he's siding with justice. That's a good way to say it. He's siding with justice. So I like that. I really dig it. But I also like the fact that, guys, we can't ignore that their digital identity over on the XPR network is key to everything. And now, just like my intro video basically showed you guys, you're gonna have a lot of these blockchains now, this especially operating over here in the US, they're gonna have to get this stuff together. They have to. It's too long we've been here dealing with people, anybody with nefarious intentions getting on blockchain and being able to move money from this point to another now, and just basically be able to do it with no repercussions, especially if they're doing it for the wrong reason. So I like the fact, I actually like that Metallicus put you through so much with their identity, their digital identity. And I just believe that the XPR network, they're really going to surprise a lot of people. Now I want to show you guys something else. Was this it? Yeah, so I do want to jump over here because I want to show you guys this. Actually, I'm going to jump over to this other screen. We're going to check this out, guys. So here we go right now. Let me refresh this and see where we are. All right, guys, they're moving with with everything else. But as I try to tell you guys all the time, like right now we're up 2.4%. But in the whole grand scheme of things, guys, we got to look at their place in just blockchain and their place in crypto. These are those type of investments. You know, I understand something now. I remember I had some confusion. One of the confusing things is a lot of times you'll get in these cryptocurrencies, and we see it with a lot of the plays, even XRP. You have a large community, and you have a large community of people that are behind them, and they're taking up the cause. And then when things start to go down, or they've been down a long time, we've seen it with XRP when it stayed down in the $2.20 range. You've seen a lot of people starting to question this, saying, "Well, when is it going to move? When is it going to move?" I never see that from the XPR network. I never see it from their people who are out there, and it's a lot of them, guys. It's like legions of them, and I never hear them complain about the price ever. They say, "I'm just stacking my bags," because it's like they know something that we don't. And that was one of the things that attracted me to them, or I ain't gonna say attracted me to them, but I'm going to say it made me dig a little bit deeper to see where are these convictions coming from with all of their XPR network people out there. And from what I can see, it has to be Marshall Hayner. It has to be. He is the glue to that entire ecosystem. I look at the way they talk about him. They'll say that, when that whole thing came out with XRP, and one of their co-founders selling a lot of, Chris Larson, when he was accused of selling like a big bag of XRP or getting ready to dump it. I was looking at comments, and a few people saying Marshall would never do that. Marshall would never do that. And I said, that says a lot about him as a leader. These are the traits you have to look at. I understand everyone is not going to understand what the metal blockchain is about, but one thing is for certain, and I learned this from, and I didn't just learn this, but I knew this, but Marshall, he put it in good words. That's why I say you guys should really watch that. He said a lot about a lot of these things, that the way crypto operate, as it continue to move through integration, and it continues to get accepted and adopted, you're going to see less and less. You're going to hear less and less of things like Ethereum and all of that, but it's going to be operating in them. It wasn't him who said that, it was somebody else, but it's going to be operating in the background. But everyday users who may not even understand crypto are going to be using crypto and not even knowing it. That, guys, we are so early before that happens. But as Marshall was saying, we could be a year and a half, maybe 2 years out. I believe by 2030, a lot of the things we're talking about right now, they're going to be on the back end. And your moms, your dads, your grandmas, and your grandpas are going to be using blockchain technology, not even knowing they're using blockchain technology. But that is where things should go. The technical stuff that we talk about, and this is why I bring it down a level, is because I want you guys to get it now, get it early. And but when it gets to the point where it's not going to matter about all this technical stuff that we talk about all the time, it's going to be too late for a lot of people to obtain a lot of the wealth and a lot of the profits that they can obtain today. So prepare today for tomorrow. And I would say tomorrow's future, or the future, but the future is already here. Guys, I just think that, and I'm gonna jump over here. I want to show you one more thing. I know this video is kind of long. I think, yes, I want to jump over here. I do want to show you this. I'm over here now, and I'm going to leave this down below, guys, because I think this is a importance. This is a link I'm going to put down below to XPR Network news, and on this, guys, this is your homework assignment, but you can go in here, you can see that roadmap, you can see things on how to create an XPR Network account, which I think is extremely important, guys. Their network, I really like the work that they're doing, but you need to secure an account. This, hands down. You can, all of the instructions, everything you want to do, how to secure your account with the native 2 of 3 multi-sig. I have that. I just haven't done it yet. But these are the things you really could use to get you up and on your way. I will say this to the community though. I finally staked all of my loan tokens. So my loan tokens are now staked for the max that you can stake them. And I picked up some more Metal blockchain, and I picked up some more XPR token as well, but I picked it up on the Metallicus, on the whole XPR network. I picked it up over there. Yeah. So guys, let me know down below, what do you think? Sorry for the length of the video, but I just felt like it was some major things I really had to talk about with them, as I continue to try to educate a lot of the people out there about this just amazing ecosystem, because so many people are not talking about them. To the next one, let me know your thoughts below. This your boy. I'm out.